What's up, everybody? It's Brandon of Box Office Banner and Cult Flick Symposium. I had planned on dropping a review for Jake Gyllenhaal's new movie, The Covenant. Did not have a chance to see that this week. Again, very busy all the time. But I thought about it and I was like, I do have one thing I can at least put out, That way there's not too much of a gap in between videos. Sometimes that just happens, and other times you're just like, damn it, am I slacking off right now? I need to do something. So naturally, I thought up something and I was like, hey, why not do an Evil Dead ranking since, when in Rome, we just did all the Evil Dead movies on the channel. Why wouldn't we rank them? Now, if you watch the newest one's review, I did kind of go over and rank on there, but it was really quick, done and over with. Not a lot of talk, so let's jump into it a little more. I mean, not too much, we've talked about it before, but a little more. And let's add Ash vs. Evil Dead into the mix to make it interesting, to bring it to a total of 6. That's right. 5 films, 1 show. See where it fits in. At number 6, Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Yes, very eventful. It is added in, and it is my least favorite of everything. Now, in saying that, though, I really like Ash vs. Evil Dead. Now, this is one that grew on me. To me, this was like a 6 out of 10 type of show, like stay away if you're not very familiar with the character or the franchise, or if you're only a fan of the more serious renditions that I'm seeing a lot of Evil Dead fans are like these days. It seems like the people that didn't grow up with these movies, I guess naturally they're going to be a bigger fan, because I think there's a lot of people that had seen them in passing or seen them a few times, and then they saw 2013 and it rocked their socks off, and they're just like, all right, let's go back and watch them. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember these being good, but they're a little goofy now. If you're in that camp, stay away from Ash vs. Evil Dead. If you're in the goofy Army of Darkness camp, especially that one, you're going to probably love this show. Me, I really, really like Army of Darkness. I've talked about it on here before. So I naturally pretty much really, really like this. But it really, really won me over by the final season. Like, it was an odd watch for me because I found myself being that guy that's like, okay, this is kind of just cool. Again, being the fan of the character and that style type of show. I'm not loving it, but it's fine. It's pretty, it's awesome in its own way. It's a nice little turn your brain off. Let's kind of celebrate with Ash again. And, his new little crew of people were pretty good too. But it wasn't anything special. But I got to tell you, by the 3rd season, it's like right as it was coming to a close, I finally just hitched a ride on it fully. I don't know what it was. It's like I grew from being like, this is good, to, damn, now all of a sudden I want more right as it comes to a close. So I guess I did that really right. Ash vs. Evil Dead is definitely worth your time if you're a fan of the franchise, especially the more goofy, Ash-centric ones. So know who you are, but it's definitely good. At number 5, the one that I think is most in line with this one, that would be Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness, again, fun movie, but maybe there's a trend here. I am more of a fan of Evil Dead in the Woods. I am not necessarily more of a fan of more serious Evil Dead, but this one, much like I said in my review, Ash isn't, a part of a bunch of things flying at him where he's going batshit crazy, losing his mind, and it happens to be funny. Instead, this one, he's in on the joke. He's forcing the jokes to come out. It just feels way more forced in terms of laughter. It just doesn't really deliver for me in terms of what Evil Dead 2 did, which is more of a sweet spot of comedy, but not at the point to where it almost doesn't even feel like a horror movie anymore. It's not quite what I'm here for, but it's also not quite a dud. Obviously, since I liked Ash vs. Evil Dead, I did enjoy this too, and I actually think this one is really good. Really good. Not just good, really good. Definitely check out Army of Darkness if you haven't. Tons of one-liner fun. All right, and number 4, Evil Dead Rise, coming in, the new one. This one is weird. Because I love the movie, but again, it was lower tier love. But I was hoping maybe it'd grow on me, and it hasn't really at all. But it hasn't really fell either. It's the same song and dance. I wanted So much of from this movie, and a lot of that's my fault, to the point where even though it was pretty damn fucking great, like I was still underwhelmed, which is a weird feeling when you're giving a film a great score, but I have high fucking standards for this franchise, as you can tell. If my 4th out of 6 movies already into the great territory, my bad, one movie, one show. This movie did deliver. The fucking mom, oh, amazing. Some great callbacks in this. If you haven't seen my review for that, or mine and Rodney's review for that, I haven't seen this movie yet, definitely fucking see it. Like, it is dope. Definitely worth your time. But then again, the trailer made it look like it was dope type of dope. Not dope, but dope. There's a difference. You know what I'm talking about? What the kids say? If you know, you know. Dope. All right, I swear I'm done with that. Yeah. Evil Dead Rise, definitely worth checking out. Loved it. Number 4. Not dead last. We're doing something right. Number 3. Get that other serious movie out of the way that's only grown on me with more subsequent watches. The Evil Dead. Fede Alvarez. Bruh. This movie, pedal to the metal, which is what I think I respect the most about it, is this one matched the same energy of the first two in terms of relentlessness. And that is something that went missing in Army of Darkness. Sure. Second one was playful, obviously. But then Army of Darkness was, playful, but it was like, haha, we're having fun, playful. Oh, what happened? Three Stooges. Whereas Evil Dead 2 was playful and you were still losing your mind, scared-ish at least. There's the relentlessness to it. It doesn't stop, doesn't let you breathe. This one, while ditching the comedy, brought that relentlessness back. And I like my Evil Dead movies. What the side of relentlessness, people? Maybe there's a trend because this is easily the 3 most relentless movies in the franchise. This, maybe if I would watch this when I was younger, it could maybe be up on the same tier as the first 2. Right now, nah, no siree. Great horror movie. Great remake, reimagining, whatever you want to call it. Fucking balls of the wall, awesome. Mia. How good is Mia? Oh, amazing. What else can I say about it? Great. Number 2. I didn't freeze. I'm thinking really hard. No. Evil Dead, the original. I always give this movie its props for its ability to scare the shit out of you. Because this one is by far the scariest one in the franchise to me. Now, even though the third one I think is more full-on scary, because there's no jokes to be had at all, there's something about the lower budget, eerie, haven't really been in this ballpark yet. It's the original OG, always has that upper hand in terms of, its sequels, that really just hits the spot, man. This one, I always feel the most uneasy watching. Even some of the fucking kills and different shit, like the one girl getting a pencil in her Achilles heel and then dragging it. I feel more like squirmish, on edge, what's going on here, plus, let's admit it, lasting impact of when I watched it at first, which was when I was a kid. This one always spooked me out. Evil Dead at number 2. At number 1, this is the best movie in this franchise. If you say I'm wrong, no, you're wrong. Just kidding. I'm not that guy. All for opinions. But I'm also the guy that looks at shit objectively. And honestly, I would, not just subjectively, but I think objectively, what you come to an Evil Dead movie for, what has a little bit of everything mixed into one ball that does it the best, I think, and this doesn't happen all the time. There's a lot of times I'm like, this is probably not the best movie in the franchise, this is my favorite. I legitimately think this is definitely the best movie in this franchise. I do. I don't. Like, I want to say it's not close, but, there's stuff that's lingering around the ballpark. But even though it's like, it's kind of around there, it still feels like that. You're against the wall, so you're close, but you still can't break through that wall. this is the Mac Daddy. Evil Dead 2, again, it's the sweet spot. It's the perfect horror comedy. I don't like horror comedies that often. Evil Dead 2 is a masterclass on how to do that. It is adrenaline fueled. Again, there's that word, relentlessness, intenseness. Let's throw that in there. That's not even a thing, but we're going to do it because I'm making my own rules. That's what's great about this. And it just fucking pumps you full of lead, whether it's from the boomstick or not. The things he does and the way they're able to dial this up to another level after what you saw in the first one, while losing some of its credibility, I think, and the scare factor by adding in more comedy, but somehow also not losing any of the adrenaline. How do you do that? I do not know, but this movie does, and it does it in spades. And the comedy lands, and the comedy isn't forced. The comedy feels authentic, and you're watching this dude go through hell, and it's funny, unlike Army of Darkness, where he's trying to actually make a joke on screen with the things that are happening to him. That's the difference. Plus, you're in the fucking cabin, you're in the woods, and you're really seeing what Raimi can do with a fresh restart and a little bit of moolah, and then just a little bit of twisty turnies here on what we want to do now that we've had some years to think about it. 6, I think, to be exact. And what do you get? This is one of those rare times where you do this and it works. Because a lot of the time, if you try to remake the same movie over again, if you're the same director, because you got a little more money, haven't seen it happen often, but just happened the other day with like that new movie, I think it's called Malum, with The Last Shift, Love Last Shift. Malum, for me at least, was normally doesn't work because you already had something perfect and the low budget worked for you. That really did work in this one, Evil Dead, the original. But they were able to somehow take that, make it work the same way, and throw in a new flavor for seasoning to just, there's your Evil Dead masterpiece. Evil Dead 2 is the best movie in the franchise. Just my opinion. Even if I said I think it objectively is, it still doesn't make me right. I'm just saying, like, if I had to say, even though it's my favorite, it's this guy's favorite. I know how it sounds. I'm just saying, legitimately, it's not just my favorite. I think it is the best movie looking at it objectively. Can you do that, though? Can you look at things with an objective lens? You can still tell me I'm crazy. It's okay. I get it. It's okay to disagree. Love you guys, though. Figured I'd throw that quick ranking in for y'all just because, get y'all some more content. That's the Evil Dead, guys. And damn it, do I love the Evil Dead. Are we going to take another 10 years and make another Evil Dead movie? Will we finally get that, sequel, back to back on them hoes, where it's just like, boom, and then we start, have like a trilogy, like boom, 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 boom. Does that sound shit to you? You tell me. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the current state of the Evil Dead franchise and what they should do. Should we get a direct sequel? Should we lay off? Because, waiting a long time and then come out with a new one seems to work well for this franchise for some reason. Or does it deserve to have that direct sequel and other sequels to finally go on a reign of terror that, again, it deserves? Or should we just lay it to bed for good? Are we tired of this shit? Do we need a prequel? What do we need, guys? What do we need? Love you. Peace. Chucky says bye. Said bye, right? Okay. Peace.